to 337. I am your host, Keith Andrew. I'm here with Ms. Guarrasi. And I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Oh, thank you. It's Annette Guarrasi. Just call me Annette.
Oh, Annette Guarrasi. No disrespect. I have it on my phone, text-to-speech, and it pronounces it differently.
Oh, I wasn't even correcting the way you pronounced it. I just thought you were being formal. Too formal.
Well, I'm very respectful.
I see. Thank you.
Now, for people who want to know what my talk show is about, the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still overcome controversy and reach my goals in life. At the same time, I'm able to turn myself into a perfect example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities. That you should never give up, and you should prove people wrong, and that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be, and you should prove to them you can still amount to something. So that being said, half hour, 45 minutes every time, and see how it goes. And it's basically a normal conversation. You're supporting a good cause, making a new friend out of it. And with that being said, what can you tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm a New York-based actress. I was born and raised in New York, actually. And I am a mom. I work in Manhattan. I live in Westchester. Grew up on Long Island. And I wrote a one-woman show about motherhood and becoming a parent, coming to terms with that. And I'm part of a wonderful artist community known as the Actors Green Room, which I think is how you found me.
Well,
Is that correct?
I heard a bit, but I basically look up actors and actresses and everyone who I'm interested in. And here you happen to pop up, and it's like, oh, I would like to give you a chance.
Oh, that's exciting. It's good to know. So, yeah, I mean, I love to write. I tend to do comedy, but I'm doing more drama lately, too. I've been doing a lot of short films this year, thanks to the Actors Green Room, Green Lounge, Actors Green Lounge, really. And I'm really excited about that because I didn't have much of a digital presence before that. So I'm very proud of my website and the clips that I've gotten from these short films. It's helped me to it's given me an opportunity to not only play a few roles that have been fun, but to also write for these films. So it's nice.
No, absolutely. I'm going to ask you some easy questions, then some hard-hitting ones, then we take the break, and then I'll pass it over to you. And the first one is, when you were in college, what did you major in? And were you a study nerd or party animal?
Oh, funny. Well, I went to SUNY Binghamton, which then officially became Binghamton University while I was still there. It's part of the SUNY system, State University of New York, and it's in upstate New York. And I loved my time there. It's a 4-year school, and I wanted to major in theater and be an actor since I can remember. My earliest memories, I remember asking my parents if I could be on TV.
Right.
And they weren't too keen on me majoring in theater, so I literally had to figure out what else I enjoyed and what I might want to do for a career. And I love languages, so I majored in Italian and Spanish language and literature. And I did a lot of theater, so we partied on the weekends and certainly after show openings, but I wouldn't say I was a party, what was the expression you said?
Oh, party animal.
Party animal. Pretty typical expression, I couldn't remember it. Yeah, I have like a good balance. I did my work, but I definitely took advantage of the freedom I experienced being away from my parents and out of their home.
No, absolutely. You know, a lot of people have gone to SUNY Binghamton. Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was too small? Or what's your opinion about it?
No. Unfortunately, I was just a number there. It's a very large school, so I thought it was too large. And the way that I went about choosing my university was unusual. Even though I was born and raised in New York, and my mom's an American, my father's from Sicily, and we're a very Italian family. And my best friend, who lived 2 doors away from me, I grew up with her, we're the same age. She started doing the college tour, I guess after junior year or maybe even after sophomore year of high school. And I said, I don't think I'm ever going to do that. I don't think my parents are going to take me around to look at schools. And she said, oh, no, it'll happen, which to us was a pretty American and normal thing to do. And I was like, my parents don't know why I asked them to do that. They're like, well, what do you mean? And I think it's because they were hoping I would go to a school that was nearby. And I grew up near Hofstra University,
Right.
which is great, and Adelphi University, but I had no intentions of staying at home. I knew I was going to go away. And I was a really good high school student, so I thought I might go to an Ivy League, but then I looked at the application fees, and even for ones that weren't Ivy League, I thought they were pretty expensive, and I was like, I can't ask them for $50 every time I want to apply to a school. And instead of communicating this to them, I just made the decision on my own that that was not going to be okay with them. So I looked in books, and I talked to my counselor, who was mildly helpful. And she said, well, you're a good student, you have good grades, and you want to do theater. You probably should look at NYU's Tisch program or some of the SUNY schools that are really good, are great values. And Binghamton is, at that time, she said it was the best of the SUNYs. So I was like, oh, the best of the SUNYs, I guess I'll go there. And it was affordable. I had a good time there, but somewhere around my sophomore year, I kept having flashes of New York City, and I thought, I shouldn't be here. I should be in Manhattan. Maybe I should apply to NYU or some New York school. Why am I here? But I didn't want to live at home.
Right.
And I had made a lot of friends quickly thanks to the theater that I was doing every semester. And I'm also not motivated to make huge change. So I thought, well, even though I'm not 100% in my groove because I'm at a large school and I'm not getting the guidance that I probably needed desperately, I stayed because I was having a good time and I was enjoying my language classes. But I don't know. I'm still actually very close friends with a lot of my college friends, so I feel like I made the right decision. And I still got to act when I got out. But I don't know what life would have been like if I had come earlier and started younger in the New York City theater scene. But I'll never know because I didn't do that.
Well, if you don't mind me for asking, how old did you go to how old were you when you went to college?
I went right out of high school. So I was there from 18 to 22. And did that just block me? I had a low battery message come up.
No, you're perfect.
Oh, cool. So I did the 4-year program, and when I got out at 22, I came back, and because I had majored in languages, and I had an uncle that was working at the UN, my aunt and uncle sent me an application for the UN because I thought, well, maybe I'll do translation or something like that. And I knew I didn't want to be a translator. And my mother kept asking me, when are you going to fill out the application? And finally she said, you don't want to do that, do you? I said, well, no, I've never really stopped wanting to be an actor. I didn't want to not major in theater. And so I just kind of got whatever job I could, which at the time was in production. I thought maybe that was something that was close enough to something creative. And I got an internship at Sesame Street.
Oh, nice.
I was thrilled. I was thrilled to be there, and I never wanted to leave, but they had no positions open. And it was also, I got there right at the time when they had just recast after 25 years on the air. So a friend that I made there said, yeah, you're not going to get cast. They just recast after 25 years, so my timing was off. And I also was told there are no positions here because in order for a position to be made open, someone either has to die or leave. No one ever leaves. And I was like, oh, God, what am I doing here? So they recommended me for a position at Reading Rainbow. And I got a full-time entry-level position at Reading Rainbow. And again, with the timing, when I got there, it was November. And in, let's see, maybe September of the following year, they said after 13 years on air, we're not getting refunded, so the show's canceling. And I was the last to be hired, so I was the first one to go. But it was a blessing because it was then that I finally said, I'm going to act, I'm going to take classes. I have the flexibility in time now, and that's when it all started for me.
No, absolutely. Now, it's kind of funny you should mention Hostrom. My dad went to Hostrom.
Oh, really? What did he major in?
He was, I think that's a case, and I have to ask him. I just know
Okay.
he was a assistant principal for 36 years.
Wow, that's very hard work.
It
I'm
is.
impressed.
He had a choice. You know, he had a choice of going to Vietnam or being a school teacher in a bad area. So
Oh, wow.
he said he'd
Huh.
rather be a teacher in a bad area. He
Those are
made the
kind of
right
like,
choice.
I'm impressed. I mean, that's a really hard decision to make, and both sound equally very scary and challenging. So, sounds like a very brave person.
Well, the next question I was going to ask you is, where in the city are you based? And have you ever been to Woodbury Commons?
Oh, it's funny. I did go to Woodbury Commons once, years ago, and then when I moved up to Westchester, I thought, oh, I'm sure I'll go often. I haven't been there since I moved up there, which has been, I think, 13 years or something like that. 14 years now. It'll be 14 in the fall that I moved there. So, yeah, I live in Westchester, but I work in Manhattan in Midtown. I'm at my day job right now on a lunch break. So, yeah, I'm usually around Midtown area.
Well, how's the traffic from Westchester to Manhattan? It sounds like a long commute.
It's not so bad, actually, because I don't live that far north. For 12 years or 13 years, I guess, I was in Yonkers, and it was such a quick commute. It was like 20 minutes on the train and then 10 minutes to my office, and I was door to door in 45 minutes, door to door, so maybe 30 minutes commuting. And now I moved 5 stops north of where I was on the same train line, so now it's more like an hour door to door. Maybe it's a 30-minute train ride instead of 20, and then I just walk from Grand Central to my office. So it's really not bad at all. And I walk to the train at home, too. I don't have to drive, so I'm very lucky. I actually was looking for that kind of quality of life. I didn't want to have to drive to the station and look for parking, and it adds to the commute time and the stress. So luckily I'm not in any kind of car traffic in the morning or in the evening.
No, absolutely, and that's perfect for me because I can't drive. Well, I
Yeah.
never found the right car, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel comfortable behind the wheel. So living in the city for me would be good for me because you had to sit on. I almost said you had the city, but you have the buses, you have the trains.
Right.
It's easier.
And everything's walkable.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
where do you live?
Near Woodbury Commons, so
Oh,
that's from
you're up
west.
in Westchester, too.
I'm sorry.
You're up in Westchester as well.
Westchester. That's about
Or is it
I
Rockland?
think like an hour away.
Oh, so Woodbury's in what? Is it Rockland?
No,
Orange?
it's in Orange.
It's in Orange. Oh,
It's
so
near
you're pretty up
West Point.
Okay, yep. Yeah. That's far, but lovely.
Hey, if you ever want to hang out one day, we should definitely do it.
Okay, thanks.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you is, have you ever gone to Comic-Con? And the last easy question I was going to ask you is, did you ever get the chance to do one of those human pyramids, or not into the whole human pyramid thing?
So funny. These are great questions. Very creative. I've never gone to Comic-Con. I'm not a conference-y person. Although I am intrigued, and I think it would probably be fun. It probably would also be really interesting to be hired as an actor to be a character, so I'm open to it, the experience. I have known at least one person, maybe 2 people that have done it, and they love it. But yeah, I've never done that. It seems so wild. I mean, what a genius idea. They make so much money, and they make new fans out of people, I think. So it's pretty smart. But I haven't done it. And human pyramid, I don't even know what exactly that is. Is that some fad right now?
Well, I love that stuff. I'm a loser. Basically,
You're
human.
what?
No, go ahead.
No, what did you ask? Say you were what?
Oh, I said I'm a loser. I love that stuff.
Don't say that.
Basically, a group of people get together and they form a shape of a pyramid and other stuff.
Okay. That's funny. So this is happening right now? Like in the 60s when people would cram themselves into a phone booth?
Well, it's one of them. I don't know how far it started back, but it was one of those things.
That's funny. I mean, I've heard of it, but I really don't I can't say that I know much about it, so it is exactly what it sounds like. People are forming human pyramids. Okay.
Well, would you
I
be
gotta look this up
interested,
now.
or go ahead?
Oh, would I be interested? Yeah, I'd be open to that. That sounds so funny. As long as I'm not on the bottom.
See what we can do. And for Comic-Con, it's funny how Comic-Con came a long way from it just being a comic book convention. Well, it is a collection because they do have a lot of collections. But as a convention, but then it has started to branch out to TV stars, movie stars.
Yeah,
and I got
films.
the perfect website for us. I'm on there. And perfect for you because you're an actress. It's basically, I don't know if you ever heard of celebrityvm.com.
No?
It's basically, you come across my profile and say, hey Keith, I saw it for $30. You do recommendations. So basically, if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, House of Cards, Blue Bloods, Smallville, whatever TV show, the actor would say whatever you want them to say for a price, and you get to interact with that person.
Wow.
And also, it's good networking.
That's pretty cool. I'm embarrassed to say this, but I have to plug in my phone. I thought I had enough juice. And I brought my...
Fine. Anything can happen live.
So sorry.
Don't worry about it. I do a commercial for subs. I can't even talk. Too early in the morning. Celeb VM. It's pretty much, it's really nice. You should check it out.
Okay. Thank you. You're a resource magnet. That's not what I want to say, but you have a lot of information I haven't even heard about today. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to try and plug this in while we talk.
No, it's fine. It's actually a perfect time to take a commercial break. And when we come back, I'm going to pass the show over to you.
Oh, Lord. Thanks. Okay.
A message for yourself or as a gift for someone else. For personal connections, shout-outs, birthdays, proposals, weddings, and much more. Enter your details about yourself so the celebrity can record a personal video message especially for you, including details such as your name, age, birthday, hobbies, or whatever else you include. As soon as the video has been recorded, you'll get an email with your link so you can share it on social media or download and keep it. Celebrities record videos as and when they can, usually within 2 weeks. But if you want a video for a specific date and it does not look like it will arrive in time, you can cancel it and get an instant refund at the click of a button. There are hundreds of celebrities to choose from and many more joining every day. Search by category or genre, buy a gift voucher, get updates and offers, and encourage your favorite celebrities to join so they can connect with fans in a fun and unique way. Raise money for their charities and much more. So order your video now for yourself or for someone else.
I'm so bored.
Want to see something really cool?
Yeah!
Now you'll never be bored again with Loot Crate, a totally bodacious mystery box packed with awesome toys, radical games, and other surprises. And the best part is, you can get Loot Crate delivered right to your door. So don't delay. Ask your parents and order today.
Everything okay in there? Yeah, everything great. I love Loot Crate.
Welcome back to 337. I am here with the talented and beautiful Annette Guarrasi. And I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show, and I'm looking forward to having your support and building a friendship with you.
Oh, thank you. Same here. Thanks for reaching out to me and providing this opportunity to chat. It's very fun.
No, absolutely. It's about supporting your cause, making a new friend, and like I said, both of those things. Don't mind me, I just have a lot on my mind. And it's also too early in the morning. I just woke up a half hour ago. So my mind's still processing.
You got to sleep in. That's nice.
It is. Now I see in the background of the skyline, where in Manhattan are you from? West side, east side?
Oh, so it's funny. Behind me is my office space, so maybe it's reflecting from the window here. Yeah, so I'm in Midtown, right across the street from Bryant Park. Bryant Park is just to my right, and it's very pretty. So yeah, I'm in Midtown Manhattan, and there is a lot of traffic. It's a overcast day, but it's not raining right now.
How far are you from the World Trade Towers?
Oh, well, that's all the way down at the tip of Manhattan, so it's a few miles. What would that be? 4 miles, I'm approximating.
So no.
It's walkable, but...
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry? I was going to say it's walkable, but it would be a long walk, like 45 minutes probably.
So no landmarks around, right?
Well, yeah, there is the Empire State Building right across the way.
Oh, that's nice.
I could see it now. Yeah.
Did you see last night where they were showing the big screen with the fashion show?
A fashion show?
Yep, they were projecting on the side of the building the women of history. They were doing like a thing like a fashion statement or fashion show.
Oh, that's so nice. I had no idea. No, I didn't see that. Was that in the evening? I left at maybe 5-ish yesterday.
Well, if I find the video, I definitely send it to you.
Thank you. I got to go see 6 Degrees of Separation last night with Allison Janney on Broadway.
Oh, how was it?
It was phenomenal. I had no idea that it was a comedy. I was expecting this dramatic, I guess potentially sad piece of theater, and I was like, all right, it's going to make me feel all the feels. And they came out with a bang. It was funny immediately, and I thought, well, maybe it's stereocomic, but no, it's a comedy. And I had seen the movie years ago, but I only remember a few scenes here and there, and I didn't remember it being funny. And someone told me that the movie, does not compare to the theater experience. I highly recommend it. I hope you get to see it.
Yeah, maybe we can go one day.
Allison Janney did great work. And no matter who was on stage, I couldn't take my eyes off of her. She's so engaging.
I know I interviewed one person, the mother of the daughter who does the Green Witch from Wicked. That's on my things to do list.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you haven't seen Wicked yet?
No, it's on my bucket list.
Yeah, you'd enjoy it. I got to see it years ago, unfortunately after Kristen Chenoweth left, but Idina Menzel was still in it, and it was the year, I believe, that she won the Tony for Elphaba, and it was really just so fun. They did a great job with it.
Did he ever see Wicked, or?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I saw it years ago after Kristen left, but Idina was still there, so I got to enjoy her performance live.
Oh, nice.
It was fun.
I actually saw, I think they're actually now showing commercials for Wicked. I saw the one, it was the Green Witch, and I don't know if that's the same, I don't know if that's the daughter of the person who I interviewed or someone else took over.
Oh.
I have to ask.
You talked to someone? What was that?
Oh, I have to ask her if her daughter's still on Broadway.
It's a great role. I mean, it takes a very specific voice to do that role. Very talented person.
It does. But if you have the heart and passion for it, then it's just normal.
Pardon?
No, if you have the heart and passion, then it's just normal.
Yeah.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you, I was going to pass the show over to you. But the one thing I do want to ask you before I pass the show over, does social media dictate your career? Or do you think it's something that it's just there?
Unfortunately, I do think that it does dictate one's career, but not that it needs to be in a negative way. Like, that sounds kind of negative. I feel like social media can be a great tool for a creative person, at least, in getting your work out there and seen, and getting your name out there to people that don't necessarily know that one person is even doing the work that we're doing. So if I want someone to see my one-woman show or a web series I've done or anything digital, it's a great way to not only get the work out there, but to get my name out there and hopefully make connections and network. And I don't have any representation right now, so I know that people are finding managers and agents because they're being really savvy with their online presence.
Right.
So I think that also I'm hearing that there are certain agencies, I don't know if they're necessarily talent agencies, it might be people that are looking to cast someone for their show, but they ask, well, what's your Twitter following and your Instagram following? And so it's important to some people, but it's not yet 100% dictating who's going to get a job. But yeah, I think that it's a really necessary and excellent tool if used correctly.
Well, while on the subject, how many followers do you have?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I have over 1,000 on Twitter, which is not a lot, but to me it's a lot. I'm perfectly satisfied with that. And on Instagram, yeah, I have no idea. Isn't that terrible? I'm super savvy when it comes to that, I guess.
And you're not messing much with Instagram. Instagram's pretty much hit and miss.
Oh, yeah?
I think right now I have, let's see, last time I looked it was 100 and something people.
Mm-hmm.
On Twitter, almost near the 700 mark.
Mm-hmm.
I did send you a link to my fan page. I don't know if you liked it or not, but that's almost near the 400 mark.
Oh, that's great.
It's funny, my main page, I'm almost near the 400 mark, but my backup page has over 400. I'm like, well, why do you like the backup page more than my main page? So it's kind of like... Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Go on. I was just going to say, I wanted to ask you about that because when you contacted me, it's Keith Andrew backup page.
Right.
And the first time I was like, Keith Andrew backup page. I thought that was your name. And I looked at it recently. I was like, oh, that does not say, that's not his last name. That says backup page, all in one, like, smushed word. So I was like, oh, I got to ask him about why he's got a backup page and where's the main page. So now you're telling me you do have 2 pages.
Well, it's funny about that. It's for the group page. It's called KeithAndrewNetWork.com. And then it's the KeithAndrewNetwork.com backup page. For the fan page, normal pages that I use, it's just called Keith Andrew. And then basically I had a personal account. And I'm like, well, I have a habit of getting my account locked. Because when I'm networking, I would just basically copy and paste. I'm like, well, I don't want my main account to be locked. Why not make a throwaway account? So that's what the Keith Andrew Network backup page is. Basically, just a throwaway account where I can network. And after we network and become friends, then I can add you to the official page.
Okay. But that's why you probably have a lot of followers or likes on your backup page because you're reaching out to people from that page more than the other.
Are you talking about on the fan page, or do you mean my profile page?
I don't know. I just know, when you contacted me, it's Keith Andrew backup page, so
yeah,
I think that maybe...
There's 2 of them. There's the fan page, in case my main page gets too many likes. And there's my profile, that's just a throwaway page.
Yeah.
Can't have both pages the same name and it gets confusing.
Is that true? I thought that you could, and then one was more, like if you have a career that you just want to have your fan page, it could have the same name because that is your name. They were preventing you from having it with the same name?
Well, it's a stage name. I'm basically Keith Andrews, my first and middle name.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. You have like your own personal page and private page. But right now it is. I'm just doing it as it is. May change it down the road, but...
Yeah. That's not out of the realm of possibilities.
No, absolutely.
So should I take over now?
Yep, I'm going to pass the show over to you. You can ask me anything you want, promote anything you want. Gloves off, freedom of speech, self-expressing, and I'm passing the show over to you.
And what? What was the last part?
Oh, freedom of speech, freedom of self-expressing, and I'm passing the show over to you.
Oh, passing the show over to me. Great, thank you. Welcome, Keith Andrew. I would like to know if you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. What would you like to know?
I'd like to know how you got started in this, career. And clearly, you're not just a performer; you're also a talk show host. How did that come about?
Well, for the longest time, I was using my learning disability as a crutch. I basically labeled as mentally disturbed, mentally challenged, retarded. I read at a 5th grade level, learn at a 5th grade level, and for a long time I was using disability as a crutch, Can't do this, I can't do that. So I basically said, screw it. I'm going to say, well, actually I said, fuck it. Yes, uncensored. So I was like, fuck it. It's like, you know what? I'm going to show you that a weakness can turn into a strength. And so I'm now using my weakness as a strength. And basically, I was sitting around with my family, and we were talking about, go talk to him, go talk to her. She knows people, he knows people. And I said, what about me? And they used to say, what about you? You do have poor people skills. You're not educated. You're not qualified. You're not capable of holding down a job or whatever. So it has all these things that are spewing at me. And I said, screw it. I'm going to show you, with all these things you're throwing at me, I can still amount to something, no matter what. And for the past 3.5 years, this June will be officially 4 years. So for, I guess you say 4 years, I've been showing people it's a disability. Look at what I'm able to accomplish.
That's fantastic. How did you come about that change in your thought process, though?
When I was in high school, I had my own talk show. It was the Keith Andrew Show, the Keith Andrew, and I had a lot of people working with me. The Keith and Andrew Show, Keith and Tony Show, Safina Show, and I wanted to have guests. I actually came up with the morning show that they have now. And basically, I'm not the same person who I am now then. So basically, I came up with the idea, but I didn't follow through because I didn't feel comfortable to approach authority. So now I do approach authority. Now I can't shut up. I like being in the center of attention. But there's a bunch of people who took the idea and blah, blah, blah. Long story about that. And so basically, I wanted to do this from the start. And who would I interview? I can't have people come out from the outside coming in because it's school. I could interview school students, and teachers. How do you start your career? Teachers. Where do you see yourself going? And I know I there's a lot of drama going on at that time. And I just basically wanted to get the hell out. So, I made the foundation for what I wanted to do. But I just didn't, I don't know, I had so many things going on about it. And there's a couple people who I look up to. They have their own shows and books, and one's a school teacher. And I'm like, well, just because I have a disability doesn't mean I'm going to have it dictate who I am and who I'm going to be. So I'm going to show them I can still amount to something. And it's so basically about saying that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be, and you should prove to them you can still amount to something.
What was the moment, though, for you that made you say, wait a minute, I don't have to be what you've been saying I am. I can do this, and I can be better and achieve things that people aren't expecting of me. Was there one moment where that came abundantly clear to you because you were being maybe beaten down so much verbally about what you couldn't do?
I think what my breaking point was, in a way, it was a kind of blessing in disguise, but it really wasn't. I used to work over at a retail store. And basically, pretend you're this girl that I'm working with. Oh, Keith, we're friends. You can tell me anything. And I don't mean to bitch to you. I apologize. But basically, exactly word for word what happened is what happened. Oh, Keith, we're friends. You can tell me anything. Then you would going back, say, oh, Keith is stalking me, Keith is doing this, Keith is doing that. I will get yelled at. I can go on sales floor, can't snap my fingers. But you would be right there, not saying you personally, but you're just pretending to be this person we're talking about. You would be right there saying, oh, we're just screwing with you, we're having fun with you. We know we have a learning disability, don't take us all personally. And as soon as I take a step, the back door would swing open and say, God damn it, Keith, didn't we just tell you to not talk to her? I used to point at the camera like, she came to me. Oh, well, you know, we don't have audio. How do we know you didn't call her over? You know, all of that. So that was from April to about October. During that time, I spent more time in the bathroom having a panic attack and throwing up. And I was getting physically sick, and I couldn't leave because my parents said, you're not leaving because if you don't work, you can't live at home, you have to contribute. So I was pretty much stuck. So I had to endure all this. And it just got to the breaking point where I didn't want to do it anymore. So I was forced to resign. And I had social anxiety, panic attacks, and disabilities, obviously. So this brought it out to the extreme where I couldn't even get out of bed in the morning without vomiting. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
And I tried to work in it at Skechers when I left in that store. And I stayed until Black Friday. And I just said to my dad, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do it anymore. So it took me a whole year to recover. So from 2008 to 2009 was my recovery time. Good thing I got disability money. But at the same time, at what cost did it really cost me? Yes, I got disability money. Also, I got my talk show out of it, but mentally and physically, it took a toll on me. I'm just telling you the long story, if you don't mind. So basically,
No, it's your show.
No, go ahead.
No, I said I don't mind. It's your show.
So basically, I went to West Point. They were having a custodial program for people with disabilities. You know, basically, after 6 weeks, you are now trained as a New York State custodian. You have a little certificate saying you're now certified, took the classes, blah, blah, blah. And I tried to work in Home Goods, and I was basically being micromanaged by people who help people with disabilities because he kept following me around the store. And I said, don't follow me because you're making my hands shake and you're making me mess up. And so I don't like to be micromanaged by anyone.
Yeah, no one does.
And I just basically said I didn't want to do it. This is not what I'm going to want to do. And let's see, that was 2009, 2010. And I was unemployed until 2013. And, you know, then I had a couple other jobs, and I said, you know what? A lot of people, you know, my sister's a poetry writer, my brother does his own books, one of my brothers is a school teacher. And I said, you know, if you guys can amount to something, there's absolutely no reason why I have to use my disability as a crutch. I'm going to show you I can still amount to something. And that's how my talk show started, you know, don't ask me why I seemed like a good at it. And I said this all through my interviews. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but I did 72 phone interviews. And I interviewed people from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to Dragon Ball Z to Amazing Spider-Man. But at the time, and I wanted to work with Blog Talk Radio, but I was still having panic attacks, and I'm like, this is not helping. But also people were saying to me, you have this great format. Why aren't you as big or bigger when you portray yourself to be? Why don't you have sponsors? Why don't you have people helping you? Okay, would you like to help me with that? No, if you can't do it yourself and it's not meant to be. And it's like, yeah, thanks a lot, asshole. I didn't
Oh,
see
wow.
that too bad, but when I hung up, that's all I was thinking. And it's pretty much, I came across this one guy. He said, do it over. Try a different format. Half of the people who I talked to, so this was 13 to 14. And so 14, I'm like, okay, well, doing it over in video format. Some of them who I became friends with said, yeah, sure, we had a lot of fun with it. Let's try the video format. And there's other people who said, yeah, once was enough, blah, blah, blah. And, I just wanted to catch my breath. So it's pretty much, I went from the phone to the recording from the computer. From the phone, recording from the phone, to the computer screen, to Skype recorder, how it's got to be cut in half. I'm on the right, you're on the left. Or if you're interviewing me, you're on the right and I'm on the left. And you see over the 4 years that there's a transition. And so, make a long story short, this is what I want to do until I die. I'm very passionate about it. I'm very motivated about it. And I'm showing you that being labeled handicapped, mentally disturbed, or retarded, look at what I'm able to accomplish. So I'm showing you that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. And to prove to them, you can stem out to something.
So it really sounds like it just came to you. This confidence suddenly appeared and you thought, I don't have to live like this anymore. That's impressive. Congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I do have
go on.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask another question, but I want you to finish your thought.
Oh, I was going to say, I do have a couple questions for you off the air. But was there anything you wanted to talk about? I know Skype has the little delay in it, so I do apologize.
No problem. So are you also performing, or is this what you predominantly do? You're interviewing performers only?
I pretty much interview actors, actresses, models, CEOs, professional wrestlers, everyone and everyone.
Oh,
and
okay.
I do a lot of fan-made parodies just for fun if you like to be part of it. I do fan-made parodies. Basically, I'm a fan of Dumbo and Jumblebook. So we would reenact the scene. I would give you a couple lines and you would repeat them, and we put our own spin on it. So I do that on the side. So, but
you have a very creative mind.
I do. I have my moments.
Your questions are really creative and unique too. So I'll give you that. So this is great. I'm glad that you found something that gives you such joy and that you have a passion for. Not everybody finds that in their entire lifetime. No,
absolutely. If you pretty much need the heart and passion to do what you're doing, don't do something half-assed if you're going to be like, yeah, I started it and I lost interest. But to me, this is what I want to do until I die. I don't want to be, in my room doing video on Skype. I would like to do the next step, get a studio, sit down with you in person or anyone, and it helps me with my people skills. And then we can just take it, basically you're climbing a ladder, and you're just taking it one step at a time. Right. If that makes any sense.
Of course it does. Makes perfect sense. It's really the only way that we can further in our careers or even in any facet of our lives. You take one step at a time.
No, absolutely. I do have a couple questions for you off the air. But wrapping up, how can people follow you on social media? Are you on LinkedIn, Stage 32, Twitter?
I've never heard of Stage 32, but I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram and Facebook. All my name, ANNETTEGUARRASI. So my website is AnnetteGuarrasi.com, and you'll find me on all those platforms with my full name.
No, absolutely. Now, the last question I'm going to ask you is I'm a big fan of Bill O'Reilly. So going on the record, when I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your honest opinion And after being a guest on my show, how do you feel now?
When you first approached me, it was in the fall, so several months have gone by, and I was honored. I thought, this is really sweet. I don't even know how this person found me. It's nice that someone even cares to ask me questions for a talk show and interview me about what I'm up to. And at the time, I think it might have been just after I had done my one-woman show in the New York New Works Theater Festival in Manhattan. And so I made an assumption that you had found me like that, but we didn't get to actually have a long conversation because I was busy doing some short films and I didn't have much time to chat, but I was like, yeah, I'm interested and we'll make this happen sometime. And so that I'm finding out so much more now. So this experience has been lovely because it's nice to get to know someone who's also has creative pursuits and an inspiring story, and I'm really pleased to have been a part of this.
No, absolutely. I was a real honor to have you as a guest and look forward to building a friendship with you. Now stay tuned for Off the Air. I do have a couple questions for you. Wrapping up our interview segment, it was a real honor and privilege to have you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to part 2.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. And anyone watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day or evening.